Yesterday was a pretty dry day in the NBA. No real big stories, which I guess could be a good thing considering all the drama that has happened the past couple of days. We do, however, have a couple of things to talk about real quick before we get into the recaps from last night's games, including the NBA banning teams from trash talking other teams and players on social media, Magic Johnson saying he wants to call the shots with the Los Angeles Lakers, and a hilarious $1 billion lawsuit that was filed against the Miami Heat. So, without further ado, let's talk about everything that happened in the NBA last night. So as you guys know, teams taking shots at other teams on social media isn't the most uncommon thing in the world. And I know most fans, including myself, find it to be quite entertaining. Well, I guess the NBA does not, as they released this statement to all 30 teams yesterday. Now, I'm not gonna read the whole statement because, it's kind of boring, but I'm just gonna read the most important part.
While we understand that the use of social media, including during games, is an important part of our business, the inappropriate use of social media can damage the reputation of the NBA, its teams, and its players. Recently, social media postings by some teams have crossed the line between inappropriate and appropriate. In addition to other concerns such as conduct by teams that can result in Twitter wars between players that can cause further reputational damage and subject players to discipline by the league. As a result, we want the teams to be aware of the NBA rules with respect to the use of social media by teams. As with in-game entertainment, teams are prohibited from mocking and or ridiculing other players, teams, opponents, basically everyone, in any form, including through statements, pictures, and videos.
Now, there were a couple of recent incidents that I believe led to this, which I actually thought were pretty funny. But the first one being the Portland Trail Blazers mocking Chandler Parsons for airballing a three. Now, I can't find the exact tweet. I'm guessing it was deleted, but here's the thread of replies that followed. Parsons telling the Portland Trail Blazers to have fun in the lottery this year, and then Portland guard CJ McCollum replying with, "We hit the lottery by not signing you." Pretty funny stuff there if you ask me, but once again, the NBA was not amused. And then there was probably the most savage tweet I have seen in a while from an NBA team. After the Kings beat the Cavs in overtime, they tweeted out this: "Cleveland! This is for you!" Once again, I found this hilarious, but the NBA must not have been amused. So I guess no more of this. Laker legend Magic Johnson isn't done working his magic for the Lakers just yet. Now, he is signed on as an advisor to LA not too long ago, and he came out yesterday and said that he is planning on calling the shots. He said things along the lines of Jim Buss knows where they are as an organization, that changes need to be made. So basically, that's why he's there. So yeah, if you're a Lakers fan, you could probably expect some changes coming to your team pretty soon. You guys had better just hope that they are for the best though. I saw this yesterday and I just had to include it for you guys. So this is an actual lawsuit being filed against the Miami Heat. Now, there is absolutely no way this makes it to trial, but with all the seriousness recently, I felt like this kind of thing will lighten the mood a bit. Like I said though, this is a lawsuit that has been filed by, quote, a good looking man, because he says the team won't sign him because, quote, he looks too good. Alright, so here's a picture of the complaint file, and in case you guys aren't capable of reading ancient monkey scratch, I will decipher it for you.
I'm filing a $1 billion lawsuit against the Miami Heat for discrimination, harassment, assault, and copyright infringement. The Miami Heat will not let me play for them because I am good looking and they have been copying me and I am copyrighted. That is copyright infringement, especially Eric Spoelstra. He has been copying me and harassing me for the last year, and now discriminating.
I'm guessing that this must be Eric Spoelstra's lookalike, considering the fact that he said Spoelstra is copying him and harassing him, and apparently the Miami Heat organization assaulted him. So I guess this is what went down. He sent in a job application to play for the Miami Heat, which is how it works in case you didn't know. And instead of just ignoring it, they show up to his house, mock him, and then beat the crap out of him. And then after that, they had their head coach, Eric Spoelstra, continue to mock him and copyright him for the next year. No, but on all seriousness, this just goes to show that absolutely anyone can file a lawsuit for absolutely any reason. And I'd imagine NBA teams and players for that matter have these kind of things happen to them all the time. That's enough of that though. Hope it made you laugh as hard as it made me laugh when I saw it. But now let's just get into the games from last night. Well, there was some drama heading into this game as Cleveland Cavaliers coach Tyronn Lue said he might rest the big three on the road against the Thunder on national TV. I guess the league caught wind of it though, because they sure as heck weren't about to let that happen. All three of the big three laced up last night and took that L to the Thunder. Yet the Thunder got the win over Cleveland last night, 118 to 109. Russell Westbrook with yet another triple-double, 29 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists, and 4 steals. Victor Oladipo at 23 points, and Steven Adams at 20 points and 13 rebounds. This is probably the most impressive win of the year for OKC, and a much needed one as they prepare to host the Golden State Warriors on Saturday. On Cleveland side though, like I said, if it wasn't a nationally televised game, LeBron, Kyrie, and Love most likely would have sat out. LeBron had 18 points and 7 assists, Kyrie had 28, and Derek Williams, who was just released by Miami and signed to a 10-day contract by Cleveland, had 12 points. The Hornets were in control of this game for the first half. They had a 4-point lead at halftime and things were going pretty well. Then they fell apart both offensively and defensively in the third quarter, and that was the difference in the game as the Rockets get the 107-95 win over Charlotte. James Harden with 30 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. Fun fact, he actually leads the NBA in double-doubles so far this season with 44, and Montrezl Harrell had 15 off the bench for Houston. A rookie that a lot of people are sleeping on and who I think could have a really good career is Dario Saric. He's had some really nice games so far this season. I mean, he had 20 points in the last game in a loss to the Spurs, and he had 24 last night. Except this time, instead of in a losing effort, it was in a winning one as the crunch time GOAT TJ McConnell struck again. As he gets the steal and hits the jumper with around 5 seconds remaining to give the Sixers to 112-111 win over Orlando. Orlando, however, is now using their third starting point guard this year. Earlier in the year was DJ Augustine, then Elfrid Payton, and last night CJ Watson got the start. Evan Fournier with an impressive night though, 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. In the third quarter, it seemed the outcome of the game was pretty much written in stone. The Jazz were up by 21 and they could really do no wrong. Then they somehow lost. It went into overtime as Dallas scored the final 4 points in regulation, and in OT it was pretty much all Dallas. Realistically, anytime a team comes back and forces overtime, that's the team that most likely is going to get the win because they have all of the momentum. Harrison Barnes finished with 31 points, Dirk Nowitzki with 20, and Yogi Ferrell, man, I love saying that name, had 9 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and 4 steals. Gordon Hayward led all scorers though with 36 points, and Rudy Gobert had 15 points and 15 rebounds. A 43-point fourth quarter fueled the Celtics past the Blazers last night, led by of course Isaiah Thomas and his 15 points in that period alone. He had been struggling for most of the night, but eventually his shots began to fall. Thomas finished with 34 points on 11 of 16 shooting. Guard Marcus Smart also got to start last night due to Jay Crowder missing last night's game due to personal reasons. Smart had 18 points. On Portland's side, things were looking kinda good until that fourth quarter. Damian Lillard had 28 points and 7 assists, and CJ McCollum had 20 points on the night. And that about wraps up all the action for the Day 108 recap of the 2016-2017 NBA season. And now it's time to get into the Player of the Day. Yesterday, you guys selected Kyle Korver and his 29 points, including 8 made threes, as your Player of the Day. And here are today's nominees. You have Russell Westbrook and his 29 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists. James Harden and his 30 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. Harrison Barnes and his 31 points and 4 rebounds. Or Isaiah Thomas and his 34 points and 4 assists. As always, you guys can go vote right now on the Amino Hardwood NBA app. The link to the poll will be in the description box down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like on it if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more daily NBA videos. And until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!